Alright guys, got another engine project for you today. Well, another car project. Driving along, ironically, on the way to the local scrapyard to pick up some parts for the truck, when all of a sudden my power steering fails. So it's raining. I decide to turn around because I'm not going to fix it on the side of the road. And this is what I find. The reservoir for my power steering is totally empty. So I come down under my truck and I'm looking around and I see this. That is the connection from the power steering gearbox to the actual tires, the wheels. And through process of elimination, I found out that it's actually leaking right up in there from a seal that's broken. So we're going to be replacing that seal. So I have the truck jacked up, pair of jack stands. I must apologize for the wind. It's a little bit windy, and I don't know how it's affecting the recording right now. Okay, first thing you want to do is get that nut off, and that'll allow this whole assembly to drop down and give you a little bit more room to work up in there. I have a pot here to collect all the dripping crap. So I've got the bolt most of the way off. It's just another few threads. It had literally frozen itself to the shaft just by rust. So me being a complete moron, I didn't get the correct size socket for that. So what I ended up doing was I grabbed my big beefy adjustable wrench, whoops, and braced it against, where are you, this cross member with my little hand-pumped hydraulic ram. Outputs, I think that one outputs 10 tons. So I just did that and pumped it, and it came off fairly easily. So I'll pull that all the way off, and then I'll drop that down and we'll start pulling out little bits of seal. I wasn't able to get that off. It seems to be sticking on one side and I can't quite figure out which side it is. So I'm going to take this bolt off, take that bolt off, and that'll get these two big arms out of the way. And actually I'm going to replace them as well, so it's not a big deal. I already have the parts for that. So I ran into some issues yesterday and I wasn't able to film everything I did. But it's pretty straightforward stuff. I just took the arms off. They're right here. Just unscrewed them from the sleeves. And I made an attempt to get the pitman arm off. I don't even know if you can see it from here, but it's right up in there. Yeah, you should be able to see it. But of course it was on there pretty solid, so went over to my Canadian Tire store today and got a pitman arm puller. So we'll pop that on there and see how things go. Alright, so finally managed to get the pitman arm off. I've been trying to get it for, oh, I don't know, probably maybe 5 or 6 hours over the course of 3 days. I ended up just putting the arm on, the puller, and tightening it as far as I could, and then heating it up. I think what happened was it got a little angled, like you can see now. Oh, well, I don't know how well you can see, but what I think is that it got a little angled, and it hung up on one end. But I put some heat on it, and it popped off. Scared the crap out of me, but I kept the nut and the washer on. I just loosened them off, so luckily it didn't like pop off and fly in my face. That would have been bad. The speed that this thing came off and the noise it made probably would have broke my nose. But I'll pull that off, and we'll start getting the pieces of that seal off in there. Alright, so I got the pitman arm off, and got the split ring off that holds the seal in place. But then I had a problem. I couldn't get the seal out because there was nothing to grab onto. So I went inside, did a little research, and found out that if you fill the reservoir at the top, not full, but enough that it's pumping, and then you turn the wheel vigorously, I guess you'd say, it creates enough pressure that it will actually pop that seal out, which is, as you can see, exactly what it's done. It just popped it out, and all I have to do is peel the pieces off. So we'll take that all apart, and I'll be back when I'm ready to put the new one in. So the old stuff is out. And the new stuff is in. It's all put back together. I just had it running and it wasn't dripping. So obviously it worked. I heard dripping somewhere. I'll have to look at that later. But now it's just reattaching the, where is it? There it is, the pitman arm, and putting the bolt back together. Take it for a test drive. So I just had it out for a quick test drive. Everything seems to be just fine. I have to take it for an alignment. I did do a quick alignment just by myself in the driveway here. It seems pretty good, but of course, whenever you're working on a steering issue, you should always have the wheels aligned. But other than that, I'll drive it for, actually I'm headed up to the cottage this weekend, so I'll drive it up and then I'll drive it back. And after I get back, I'll just check to make sure all those nuts and bolts are still all tight. And then I'm good to go for another 100,000 K.